Many of you watched the debate on CNN and various outlets. The debate between Biden and Trump, the first of 2024. There were 51.3 million folks watching the debate. And that, to a lot of people, is a large number. It is not the highest number ever. It is not the amount of folks that watched the 2020 debate. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the performances that we saw. And you know, what's so crazy is that when talking about the highest office in the land, the presidency, there is a lot put on performance and the performative nature of debates. And why is that? TV producers, TV stations, they want eyeballs on, their networks. So it is very important for them as far as viewership. That's something that's super important to them. So when we break down the numbers, CNN drew 9.53, so 9.53 million television viewers on the cable channel. Now, that includes a lot, right? But that's not everything. So Fox News, they had a little bit over 9 million viewers. ABC had, 9 million viewers. MSNBC had a little bit over 4 million viewers on their networks. And we're just breaking things down. Now, what I thought was interesting, 30 million folks watched from the website of CNN and on YouTube. Most of the folks are online watching. But, I guess that's roughly half online, half on cable. And so obviously it was CNN's biggest debate ever, tied with their biggest live stream event ever. So CNN was happy. But what about you? Were you happy? I'm going to tell you what. I was supposed to do this show yesterday. I was so disappointed. I couldn't even do the show yesterday. I guess I could have, but I didn't want to. I didn't feel it. I wasn't feeling it. Was not feeling it. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about them. The debate was disappointing. Joe Biden lost the debate. But here's the thing. Donald Trump didn't win the debate. It really reinforced the fact that I'm like, these are the choices. An old guy with a stutter or an old guy who is a habitual liar. These can't be the choices, but these are the choices. This is what we are forced to pick from because the majority of us don't want to participate in the process. So we have a whole bunch of, insiders picking and choosing what we have to deal with. So naturally, I was not happy with the performance of either man. Now, let's go back for a minute. Back before we were even born, most of us. If some people were listening to the radio in 1960, if you're listening to the radio during the Richard Nixon and John F. Kennedy debate, folks may have thought that Nixon won the debate if they were listening to it on the radio. And maybe, quite possibly, if you were listening to, or rather reading a transcript of the words from Thursday's debate between Biden and Trump, you might think Biden won if you were reading the words. Maybe. But of course, we know elections are not about transcripts. Elections are not even about the radio. The reality is, fairly or not, debates are often about optics. Debates are often about optics. How did the candidates present themselves? What were they wearing? Did they walk right? How did they answer? How quickly? Were they able to defend their records? Were they able to fend off attacks? Can they play the dozens? And how quick they are to respond. This is why so many Democrats are ringing the fire alarm bell. Oh my God, what are we going to do? But Democrats, it's your fault. It's your fault. You have plenty of time to course correct. You could have got another candidate. Joe Biden said he was going to be a transitional figure. One and done. But power is it's a very, very addictive thing. Power. Ego is a very damaging thing, can be damaging. And I think that power and ego really took hold of Biden and the people around Biden. Because once he got into office, then everything changes. Now he wants to stay. Okay, that's fine. There were challengers. There were people. Obviously, Kamala Harris. Obviously, a lot of other talented Democrats wanted their shot. But no! Joe Biden and his team wanted him to stay because they wanted the power. They didn't want to give up the power. So at the time when it would have been easier or convenient to switch out candidates, the Democrats around Joe Biden said, oh, no, everything's fine. He can do this. He can do this. And what we have seen, the presidency affects every occupant of the office. It affects you. They get older. There's a lot of weight on them. And the Biden campaign tried to say he has a cold. All of us have had colds before. It really affects you if you got to walk around, right? But if you're standing at a lectern, looking at one person across, you'll be able to, get through what you need to get through if it's in there. Now, it may affect your voice, right? It may affect your voice, but even with the cold, Biden's voice sounded better than RFK. Oh my God. Right? But when he first walked to the lectern, I was like, oh my gosh. It just reinforces that weird walk that he has, like a cyborg kind of walk. All right. So I'm like, okay, I've seen him do this walk before. And then when he started talking, I'm like, okay, he needs to get this man some water. Get this man some water. Nothing could help. Nothing could help. Wasn't no daggone cold. Everybody had a cold before. Wasn't that. This is an old, elderly guy who stutters, debating an old, elderly guy who lies for a living. That's what we were watching. And here's the thing. Trump, it's like he left his chin out there and Biden wouldn't take the hit because he's too weak to raise his arms. So you have all these Republicans, and I'm seeing them online talking about Trump won. He did this, he did that. No, Trump looked weak. He just didn't look as weak as Biden, but he also looked weak. He's a liar. Oh my God, he's a liar. So the debate, while I would have loved to see Biden perform better, I'm not surprised. Here's what I'm angry about. I'm angry that the Democrats around Biden have been lying to us like this. Like, look, Joe he's alert. He's this, he's that. No, he's not. No, he's not. And you can clearly see a difference since the State of the Union. But Trump is fading before our eyes as well. It's just that Biden is fading faster, but Trump is also fading. Yes. So Biden stumbles right from the beginning. It really played into his biggest vulnerability, which is his age. And whether this 81-year-old is up to the challenge of handling 4 more years in office. But understand this, as the president, most of his time, he's going to be sitting down on his butt in a room full of advisors presenting them things. That's usually what he's going to be doing. Most of his time as president, he's not going to be standing up at a lectern, 2 minutes, 1 minute to answer this, and, all that kind of stuff. Turn your mic off. None of that stuff. There were issues for President Biden. I also fault the Democrats that were preparing Biden. All of them should be fired. All of them should be fired. The people that were preparing Biden for this, the debate prep people, fired. So-called smart people, they should be fired. Why? You want to know why? It's not because Joe Biden is old, right? So if you're a trainer, if you are a debate prep person, you are a trainer. You are training your candidate for battle. So you got to play to the strengths and the weaknesses, and you got to know your audience. So if President Biden is debating Donald Trump, and I'm preparing President Biden to debate Donald Trump, I'm not going to be having him hold up at Camp David trying to remember some facts and weird numbers. Remember all these percentage numbers and all these big words, right? That's not how I'm going to prepare him. Because he's going to be debating someone who's not going to come with any numbers, not going to come with big words. And Biden should have not been he's trying to remember percentage points and talk about taxes. And nobody wants to hear that. And you're too old and you stutter. This is not the course of action. They should have been getting him to say small words, not big college words, not as encyclopedia words. Simple, straight to the point words. He's using trying to stumble around, use big words when he could just use a very small word, because a debate, here's the thing about presidential debates. You have those folks that pay attention to politics deep, like myself, Washington insiders, pay attention all the time, every little thing. And then you have a regular American who ain't paying attention to all of those political details all the time. They tune in to shows like this or other shows to get understanding. Oh, yeah, that's what's going on. Okay, cool. And they want to keep going on with their lives because they're not nerds like us. So when you have a presidential debate, you have eyeballs of what I call the regular people, right? The normal people that are not diehards, right? Like Super Bowl. Super Bowl, you get those regular people, that casual fans who tune in for the spectacle, but they're not necessarily watching every single game all the time. Now, you have those mixed in with the diehards. So there is a very important voter base who's watching, who hasn't been paying attention all the time. And when they tune in and then they see the president stumbling around, they see the former president talking about he didn't screw the porn star when we all know that he did, and amongst other lies, and it just disenchants everybody who is not a diehard politician observer, right? It makes them say, this is why I don't even like politics. And Biden's performance did not inspire anybody. So some of them going to say, you know what, I ain't voting. They don't like Trump. They know who Trump is. And they think that Biden is uninspiring. And then it just makes a lot of them want to stay home, sit on the couch and just sit the election out because it's not inspiring. But I really hope that folks think about that, because this is a very important election. Very important election. We say that a lot, but you know that this is different. This is different than it's ever been before. The former president is a felon and has more charges pending. And here's the other thing. We've seen what he's done. We know who both of these candidates are. I don't think that there's going to be any other debates between these two. It's not even necessary. It's not necessary. We know who these folks are. It's not like they're two new politicians. Oh, we need to see where Biden stands on this. Where does Trump stand on that? We know these guys. And another debate does not benefit either one of the candidates, because as much as Biden screwed up and fumbled the ball and did everything but trip and fall on stage, Trump screws up a lot too. And so maybe Biden was off this time, and maybe he'll be on the next time, and maybe Trump will stumble right before the election. I think that the Trump folks don't want another debate because there's a potential for Trump to screw up. And I think that the Biden people don't want another debate because Biden could screw up even further. And so people need to understand that these presidents, for the most part, are figureheads. They make some decisions, right? But they have the smartest people that are supposed to have the smartest people in whatever field around them to advise them. And they make a decision. So they're like a manager almost. But you got team owners that are kind of higher than them, right? The donors, the donor class. But everybody was freaked out. Should there be another candidate instead of Biden? Oh, it's really late in the game. It ain't too late, but it is kind of late. The thing that is really perplexing is that the Democrats around Biden, this is why I said a lot of folks should be fired. Because y'all, Democrats around Biden, are the ones who wanted this debate in June. They asked for it. If I'm around Biden and I know that he ain't the sharpest, the swiftest, the quickest on his feet, I'm going to try to protect him. The last thing I'm going to do is put him in a situation where he can embarrass himself and look crazy. FDR, Franklin Roosevelt, back in the day, he was in a wheelchair, but they kept that on the hush. The folks around him wouldn't have tried to put FDR in a kickball match. No, because family, he's in a wheelchair. We can't expose him like that. So they protected him. John F. Kennedy, braces, back messed up, all that kind of stuff. They protected him. Right? These folks around Biden put a stuttering elderly guy in a debate when Biden in his prime wasn't good at debates. He's all right, but he wasn't really good. And he's diminished from that. And so you put him in a debate early? Are y'all trying to set him up? Were you trying to expose before the convention that he's no good and you need to get somebody else? Is that what they're trying to do? Is there a fifth column somewhere there that they're trying to expose Biden and get somebody else in? What was the plan? What did you think was going to happen? Did they think that Biden was going to come out swinging? No, it's like he's like a punch drunk fighter and you putting him back in the ring. What? No. So if the folks around, the Democrats around Biden, if they were trying to say, no, age ain't nothing but a number, our guy is fine. No, this came back to bite y'all. And if you're trying to expose them, you've done that. I don't know what the idea is. Do they really care about Biden, or do they care about the country? Are they trying to send a smoke signal? Well, is that what? The fire alarm's going off? Now, Trump spread a lot of lies like normal. He bathed in the conspiracy, the grievances, the whining. Oh, everybody's against me. This guy, Trump, started on third base. He started life on third base, trying to claim that he hit a triple. No, he didn't build anything. He was given everything. And even though he's been given everything, he is the biggest whiner and complainer I've ever seen or even heard of. Not much has changed in the dynamics of this race. Anything that happened on Thursday's debate, is that going to make a difference? The people that love Trump still love Trump. The people that hate Trump still hate Trump. The people that love Biden still love Biden. And the people that hate Biden still hate Biden. And there's no people in this country that don't know who these guys are. First and foremost, Democrats have to be wondering if they'd be better off with somebody else as a nominee. You know, Hillary, hey, big head. Gavin Newsom, somebody that comes to mind. Folks thinking about him. Wes Moore, our governor here in Maryland. Maybe he might be somebody down the line. These are all down the line people, right? Kamala Harris. I think it's going to be the president one day. If Biden gets reelected, Kamala Harris is probably going to be president one day. Hey, Montel Williams probably like, I smashed the future president. Montel Williams. Neither candidate is the official nominee yet. Things can be moved around. You just never know. You just never know. The national political conventions have not happened. But it's next to impossible that Democrats would replace Biden at this point. It's next to impossible. I mean, it really is. Now, given the kind of performance Democrats feared, party leaders, strategists, many voters, frankly, had to be wondering during this debate, could it be somebody else? Did we screw up? Yeah, you screwed up. Biden should have never been president. And so they've been selling this narrative that the only person that can beat Trump is Biden. Not true. Not true. Biden got a bit stronger as the debate went on, especially on foreign policy. One of his strong points, he had some one-liners, did call Trump a whiner when Trump would not definitively say if he would accept the results of the 2024 election. The fact that we have somebody running for office who says that they may not accept the results. What are we doing? Biden was not able to show vigor or constantly convey consistently anything. He could not deliver the kind of happy warrior blows that audiences have come to expect from Biden. If Obama was debating Trump Thursday, he would have mopped the floor with Trump. Hillary would have mopped the floor with Trump on Thursday. Kamala would have mopped the floor with Trump Thursday. Gavin Newsom would have mopped the floor with Trump. Wes Moore would have mopped the floor with Trump. I think Nancy Pelosi would have beat Trump in a debate on Thursday. Now, I know he's not a Democrat, but Chris Christie would have mopped the floor with Trump. It's not hard to debate him, especially now you know who he is. But, you know, we saw what we saw. The Republicans are, I don't know if they're happy or not. Because they were just talking about he was taking drugs. Clearly, Biden ain't taking no quote unquote performance enhancing drugs. If how Biden sounded wasn't bad enough, the visuals were super bad. The staring off, the blank stares, looking off. He looked crazy. Crazy. In a debate, you want to be conscious of how you look. What people are seeing at home, and it looked crazy, fam. Crazy. And those split screen shots, it was, I don't know. Biden wasn't able to use anything to his advantage. Trump did lie after lie, and then Dana Bash and Jake Tapper just sat there while the lies went on. It is, Democrats were stung. the format, the hands-off moderators benefited Donald Trump because he could lie with no repercussions whatsoever. The muting of the candidates was likely intended to make the debate calmer and not allow Trump to run roughshod over the moderators or his opponent. But it had the effect of making Trump seem more sedate than usual. Made him seem calmer. It did. But when you heard the words coming out of his mouth, dang, this guy's crazy. He said that he talked to Putin after the invasion. This was Putin's dream to take Ukraine. Nobody even jumped on that. Trump is, he's a performer. Biden never has been. The moderators, I don't even know if we wanted to call them moderators because there was nothing to really moderate. They were just throwing out questions and allowing Trump to lie, not be corrected. CNN indicated before the debate that the moderators were not going to play a strong role in fact-checking the candidates, and they lived up to that. They ain't fact-checked nothing. CNN is thinking, well, maybe if Trump wins in the fall, we don't want him to be mean to us, so we're going to bend over backwards for him now. Because that's what they do. CNN, I don't know. CNN ain't what they used to be. CNN's turned to Fox Light. The candidates were essentially Biden, unable to deliver real time, and the moderators did not. The audience was left with a salad bowl full of rotten eggs and moldy lettuce that passed for facts in this weird word salad. Neither one of the guys on the stage looked like they should be president. Neither one. This debate might not move the needle much, if at all. We knew that Biden was old and feeble, and he's like the grandfather, you know what I mean? The one that used to give you candy to the kids. Don't tell your mother about this. He's like that guy. Nice guy. You don't want anything to happen to him, that kind of thing. Biden struggled, and this has been the headlines. Trump had some difficult moments too, especially in the second half of the debate. Despite Biden's shortcomings, millions will still likely vote for Biden anyway because he is not Trump. The team that Biden has around him, more trustworthy to most Americans than the team that Trump has around him. Biden's team, more trustworthy. Trump's team, sketchy. Americans have said that they are unhappy with their choices. And this, the biggest moment of the 2024 presidential campaign yet. It is clear why. It is very clear why neither one of these choices are exciting. Neither one. Biden lost the debate, but Trump didn't win. Trump didn't win. Fewer likely voters feel that Joe Biden is mentally and physically fit to be president. Now, we thought that before the debate. We already knew that. We knew that. That's no surprise. The majority of likely voters who watched the debate say that Trump performed better than Biden. And for all intents and purposes, if you want to say he performed better than him, I mean, he didn't fall off the stage. He didn't stumble and stutter or have a blank moment where he didn't do that, right? That's true. But a Trump presidency versus a Biden presidency, I think that unless you are in the Trump cult, the better choice is Biden. Even though he's not going to debate good, even though he walks, stiff, even with all that stuff, Biden is a better choice. He is. He's a better choice. Now, I would have liked to have seen somebody else. Let's say something tragically happens between now and then to either one of these candidates. They would have to make adjustments, right? So let's not act like, there's no situation where the choices would be somebody different than Biden or Trump. Because if something happens, if the hand of God comes down and shakes up this race, they're going to be forced to deal with it. So let's not act like it can't be done. I'm talking about Republicans or Democrats. In a perfect world, I like to see Republicans and Democrats pick new people right now. Everybody pick new people. Convention ain't happened yet. Pick new people. How about Haley versus Kamala? Everybody's equally handicapped. Let me know your thoughts, of course, in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show. Of course, Midlife Bro Logic. I know you could not wait. To hear what I had to say about this. Midlife Bro Logic on YouTube says that I know you ain't riding with Biden now. Yes, I am. Sadly. Liberty Twitcher on Twitch says, did they really? I doubt Obama and Clinton wanted Biden to run again. No, I know they didn't. Hillary would have been a much better candidate. I wish Hillary had ran at 2020. I didn't want Biden to be the president. I didn't. But between, Trump, I mean, come on, that's a no-brainer there. But when folks say that they don't want to make a choice, right? Let's say dinner, right? You got to eat hot dogs or hamburgers. Yeah, I don't like hot dogs or hamburgers. I want chicken. Okay, we don't have chicken. It's either hot dogs or hamburgers. You got to pick the less disgusting of the two choices. I'm tired of picking the less disgusting of two choices. I want chicken. Okay, well, we only have hot dogs or hamburgers. Trump's the hamburger and Biden's a hot dog. Pick one of those. He's like, no, I want tacos. No. People say, I'm tired of the lesser of two evils. These are the two choices, fam. Pick one. Liberty Twitcher on Twitch says that he didn't have a cold. If he did, they would have said so before the debate. I think it's a good point. Why didn't they say? We didn't hear nothing about him having a cold ahead of time. Because Democrats are dumb. At least the ones around Biden are. And they're scared. They're scared of everything. They're so scared of optics, they don't put things out there. Republicans are much better at that than Democrats. C. Shy on YouTube says, Hillary is one of the most disliked humans on earth. Okay. Hillary is one of the most disliked humans on earth, but so is Trump. And for Hillary to be so disliked, she still got more of the popular vote than Trump did. If this was the way it should be, like popular vote, Trump would have never won and Hillary would have won, right? So when you say she's disliked. She is one of the most disliked, but Trump is higher, and she's right below that. She's right below that. So Democrats, oh my God. Democrats have a lot of work to do. Democrats got a lot of work to do. We as Americans, we got a lot of work to do, and we got some choices to make. We have a lot of choices to make and not a lot of time to make it. It's coming up. Now, this is another weird thing. After the very, very disappointing debate performance, and folks have been openly contemplating removing Biden from the ticket. Only Biden can remove himself from the ticket at this point. He delivered an energetic campaign speech in North Carolina that attempted to quell some fears. I don't know. He was coughing a little bit. But where was that person yesterday? I don't understand. I don't know. So it was a crowd of roughly 2,000 folks in Raleigh. Biden reiterated his belief that former President Trump is bad for the country on issues like abortion and the economy. And he was energized. The bar is so low. The president highlighted the lies that Trump repeatedly made during the debate and acknowledged his own poor performance that led Democrats to panic minutes into the face-off. I was watching the debate like, oh my God, what is happening? Biden said yesterday in North Carolina, I know I'm not a young man. People were cheering. I don't walk as easy as I used to, he said. I don't speak as smoothly as I used to. I don't debate as well as I used to, but I know what I do know. I know how to tell the truth. Okay. Biden added that he would not be running for a second term if he did not believe with all his heart and his soul that he can do this. Oh, okay, well, Joe believes with all his heart and soul he can do it. We just got to trust him. No, that's not how this thing works. He is so old school. And but some people in the crowd said, yes, you can. Oh, what is the country coming to? Biden sounded raspy and confused during Thursday's debate. His campaign said that he had a cold. His performance highlighted concerns about his age and his fitness to serve another 4 years. What you saw Thursday, did you see 4 more years there? I don't know. A day later, still has a cough, slightly hoarse voice. Biden campaigned as if it were any other Friday. He's trying to pick up the pieces. He hammered Trump. That's what's at stake in America. This election, your freedom, your democracy, America itself is at stake, Biden said. Biden narrowly lost North Carolina, and he's investing heavily into the swing state. He's trying to flip North Carolina. It's going to be very hard. Speaking of hard, that debate was hard to watch. It was. It's hard to watch. The campaign announced Friday morning that they saw its best grassroots fundraising hours in this election cycle come immediately before and after the debate, as cable news panels, opinion columnists, and other left-leaning media planned they pretty much slammed his abilities, speculating about whether they were going to replace him 4 months before the election. Oh my God. 4 months before the election. This is where we are. Can Biden bounce back from this debate? I don't know. I was talking to a Spanish friend of mine, and she said that she was thinking about leaving the country. Like, if Trump wins, she wants to move. That's what she was saying. She was scared. This self-inflicted debate crisis, there's a lot of factors at play. Biden is old, and they should have prepared him differently. But they didn't. They did not. And we have to ask the question, is Biden down for the count, or can he bounce back? He's determined to defeat Trump. If Donald Trump wins this election, and there is a big chance that he does, Democrats have to blame themselves. Yeah, would be. All right. So definitely he's trying to turn the page. Biden tries to turn the page after a very shaky election. Either camp. I don't think we're going to see any more debates between these two. Trump folks don't want to risk it. Biden folks don't want to risk it. America knows who these guys are, so there's no real need for another debate. We know who they are. And we're going to watch them on a campaign trail and see what happens, see what they do, see if there are any screw-ups, mix-ups. Kamala Harris, for her part, she has been supporting the president. The VP pick for Biden, we need to see who that's going to be. I don't know. It's coming up. Sure, we will know sometime soon. Very interesting time here. Very interesting time. Of course, you can support the Diamond K Show and On Fire TV via paypal.me/radio on fire. On Cash App, I am $ the Diamond K Show. You can become a member today, get exclusive content on fire-tv.com/join. You can subscribe on youtube.com/djdiamondk. Of course, contact me for any booking info. djdiamondk@gmail.com. You can advertise your product, service, or event with On Fire TV. Sponsorship can include on-air mentions, me talking about whatever it is, social media posts, digital commercials with links to your product in the description, djdiamondk@gmail.com, or simply visit onfire-tv.com. and click the advertise button, and we will get to you. I'll be back here on Monday, and on Tuesday, we're going to have a panel talking about missing kids and trafficking. So I'm looking forward to that discussion. That is Tuesday, 6 p.m. here. But I'll be back on Monday, 6 p.m. For the Diamond K Show. As always, thank you for listening, watching, and tuning in.